Hey guys, Ray here. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're like me, you may have come from a long line of history of being a big fan of amplifiers. As you can tell, I've got a handful here and some over there. And through my years, through the 80s and 90s and 2000s, I've always been a big proponent of the amplifiers, the big box amplifier, 100 watt or 50 watters. And through the years, I've actually started kind of coming down in amp size and using some of these lunch boxes, they call them, size amps, anywhere from 20 watts, 5 watts, 1 watt. I've got some 1 watters over there. Last, I'd say 6, 7, 8, 9 months, whatever it's been now, I've been kind of on this quest to test and find all the different amp simulations to find some that really suited me. As you know, I'm big into metal, and I just couldn't imagine there being amps that could sound just as good. I've been amazed at the quality that you can find. Now, there's some out there that I still struggle with to find the true quality of it, but a lot of them are really impressive. I'm not funded by any of these. This is all just personal fascination. So there is no bias one way or another on how I feel towards them, other than just personal preference. The first one I want to talk about today is one of the first ones that I stumbled on is the Will Putney through STL Tones. Strangely enough, right out of the gate, I came across one that I was very impressed with. Just turning it on, I was amazed at the quality and the tone that you could get. Some of the other simulations, I had to play with a little bit to get it to really sound the way I wanted to. I was amazed right out of the gate that the Will Putney tone and options and amps that you get out of this simulation is actually pretty impressive. As I mentioned before, one of the things I like a lot about this is the ability to choose between some presets. You can see up here, there's a lot of options with the Will Putney STL Tonality. In addition to having 5 amps, you have these pre-selections that were put together by Will based on a selection of his favorite tones and settings. You can choose between these 5 different settings, including bass tones, album tones that he has set up as well, and then addition some of the other tones that were just kind of selected, I guess. And you can kind of see from the amount, you've got a ton to choose from. And one of the benefits also is that in addition, the different pedals that you'll get with this is a distortion type OD pedal that comes with a TS9 or 808 clipping option plus gain. You can adjust. It's pretty much kind of like your tube screamer pedal, basically. Comes with a delay and a reverb. These are pretty sensitive, I have to admit. A little bit goes a long way with these. I don't use them too much just because they're very strong. They're great sounding, don't get me wrong, but they are very sensitive, and a little bit goes a long way, as I mentioned. You get different cab options as well. This button right here, this selector here, will show you the different cabs that you can choose from. In addition, you can also select your own impulse responses. So if you want to load any of your additional IRs that you have, you can do that as well. One of the things I think is also very cool about this is the option here. As I click one more over here, you can see that you can blend guitar amps together as well as cabs and choose your pedals as well. So this selection I have here is a mixture of the 2 amps together. And here you can toggle between the different amps. You can turn the amps off if you want, and you can blend your different levels and also solo the amps. So a very cool feature for kind of dialing exactly that tone that you want. As you click on these different amps here, I'll show you some of the different. So this one here. I have to remind you, these are all kind of set on factory settings, so definitely adjust, to taste, because they're kind of set to where when you click on it, it's going to be where it's at. So dial in the tone that you like. check it out. It's a, I'm trying to remember right now if there, a lot of the different tools of the different simulators that I've acquired have a demo feature. I believe this one does as well. I can't remember definitively. I'll have to take a look. But that's always a cool feature because it gives you a chance to kind of see if you like it. This has been especially helpful over my little journey here, as there's several that I've tested out that I didn't find quite as enjoyable as the STL versions, as well as some of the other ones that we'll be looking at as well. So let me know what you think. If you've had a chance to test it out, if you have any questions or like to see anything specifically, let me know. Thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Again, I'm not sponsored or affiliated in any way with any company or anything, so it's all just kind of my my thoughts and my passion for gear and guitar. So thanks for joining me, and we'll look forward to the next video here. We're coming up in another few days where we'll talk about some of the other simulations as well. Thanks again for joining. We'll talk to you soon.